Welcome on in. It's time for another edition of Friday Night Lights. I'm Mike Fenner. He's Cameron Up. We'll have plenty of high school football for week 5, but we've got to lead off the show with playoff baseball in Erie, Pennsylvania, a 4th straight postseason for the Seawolves.
Yeah, the two-time defending Eastern League champion Howlers have split the first 2 games against Altoona in the Eastern League Divisional Series. Tonight's winner goes on to the Eastern League Championship Series. To UPMC Park for a decisive Game 3 in Erie. The Curve would get on the board first. Nick Zamillo with a ground ball past the third base bag. Connor Griffin comes in to score. Altoona goes up 1-0, but Carlos Pena would be able to stop the bleeding there. Erie would respond in the bottom of the inning. Jake Holton with a broken bat flare into center. The play is made, but Max Clark takes off for the plate. He's in there with a head-first slide to tie the game at 1 run apiece. Pena would continue to deal. Here he gets the swing and miss for strike 3. He gave up 1 run on 4 hits in 4 2/3 innings of work. To the 4th inning, 1 on for Teron Lorenzo. Lifts that one into the gap in right center. It sticks at the bottom of the wall. That'll allow Jake Holton to come around to score. The Seawolves take the lead on the RBI double. Later in the inning, Ben Malgiri rips a line drive into center. That's down for a base hit. Lorenzo scores, and it's now 3-0 Erie. The Erie defense would take it from there. Andrew Magno in to close it. He gets a fly ball to right. Malgiri camps under it, and that'll do it. The Seawolves win 3-1 to advance to the club's 4th straight Eastern League Championship Series.
When you lose the first game, a lot of pressure is put on us. But, you know, what is pressure? These guys are in pressure every single day. Every single day. Runner in scoring position, you're in pressure. Runners in scoring position, you're pitching, you're in pressure to execute your pitches. So it's something we do every day. But what we did the last 2 games we talked about was we executed. We made all the routine plays. We made some highlight plays. The pitchers executed their pitches, and we had timely hitting when needed. And that's why we came ahead, won that series.
I never had a doubt that we could get it done. With this team, you know, we're relentless. We take it 1 at-bat at a time. And that's what we did in the past 2 games, and we forgot about that first one and just played our brand of baseball.
On the Pilar Entry System scoreboard, the Seawolves win it 3-1 at home to clinch the Eastern League Southwest Division title for a 4th straight postseason. Erie heads to Binghamton on Sunday for Game 1 of the Eastern League Championship Series. The Seawolves will be home Tuesday for Game 2 and, if necessary, Wednesday for Game 3.
What a run. It'll continue next week. Let's go to high school football now at Gus Anderson Field. McDowell home for Meadville. Trojans celebrating their 2025 homecoming. And congratulations to those that made this year's court. Shout out to the King and Queen. And how about Damon Amissen and Olivia Haffey? Congrats to those guys. As for the action on the field, opening quarter, McDowell on the move. Deontay Flemings throws the swing pass to Cameron Bastow for the apparent touchdown, but was forced out of bounds. Next play, no problem. On the ground, Brody Bonsall finds pay dirt. PAT's good 7-0 Trojans. Late first, tied at 7, Meadville on the move. And showing agility and power are the Bulldogs. It's Jordan Lawrence with a great cut and a first down carry. Same drive to start the second quarter. The Bulldogs go with Zach Carr. Gets the pass. He's coming right at you. And then a bang. Meadville first down. Later in the drive, Jacoby Thompson rolls and finds Keithan Arnold for the touchdown. Meadville ahead 14-7 on that toss. McDowell answers with some explosive plays. Game even at 14. And with the ball at their 7-yard line, it's Bonsall getting the rock, initiating contact, weaves his way. He won't be stopped. He's going to go 93 yards on the run to pay dirt. Trojans with an explosive play on offense to lead it 21-14. What a play that was. Next Meadville drive. It's Lawrence, another impressive run, and that'll move the chains. Gets the Bulldogs into McDowell territory as he's shoved out of bounds. Same drive, and it's Thompson calling his number, and he's got real estate. He goes for the 50-yard plus touchdown run. The point after was blocked. Meadville trailing 21-20 after that touchdown run. Now, following a roughing the punter penalty, McDowell gets new life, and with under 2 minutes before the half, Flemings on a dime to Bastow for the touchdown. McDowell led 28-20 at the break. Early portions of the third quarter, and Bonsall powering his way to the end zone. McDowell leading 35-20. The Trojans go on to outscore Meadville in a shootout, 65-47. Let's go to East County. Northeast, Chris Grahowski and company home for Matt Turk's Franklin Knights. No score in the opening quarter. Knights backed up against the shadow of their own goalpost. Northeast creating pressure. Carter Crozier the sack. This was not called a safety. Stays in play and stays scoreless. Pickers get the football now on the ensuing possession. Bryson Galloway finds Jaden Whitman for the first down gainer in the right flat. Northeast on the move. Later in the drive, Galloway hits Crozier and the yak attack. He does the rest for a Northeast touchdown. 6-0 Great Pickers after a failed PAT. Northeast adding to its lead later in the first. Here it's Ethan Ringer up the gut, finds pay dirt, 12-0 lead. The Great Pickers go on to get a shutout win. Final score 68-0. Let's head to Edinburgh. First home game of the season for General McLean facing Corey tonight. Non-region action. End of the second quarter. Corey's Jack Van Sherry looking, finding. It's Blake Cook in the end zone. Touchdown. That's Lucas Baker on the pass. 28-12. McLean with the lead. In the third for GM, Matt Caro. Throws deep. Finds his man. That's Jackson Kaiser with a terrific catch in the back of the end zone. McLean makes it 35-12. More for GM. Caro fires one downfield to Caden Holler. And he finds the first down near the 10. More on the drive. Caro lobbing this one to PJ Mitchell. He'll find Pater. McLean back in the end zone, leading 42-12. General McLean wins its fourth game of the season, 49-18, the final at Linden Field. Back to East County. Jeff Roots Mercier's Prep Lakers facing John Anger and Harbor Creek. 7-7 game in the second quarter. Eon Elman Sparks with the handoff for a nice gain along the left sideline for MP. Same drive, Tyler Quinn up the gut on 4th and 2. He says, forget about the first down. He's got reservations for 6. 13-7 Lakers on the score as he finds the end zone. Ensuing drive for the Huskies, Gavin Zillman looking downfield finds Cam Herman along the far sideline for a first down pickup. The drive would stall. And later, it's a nice stop for a loss for Herman defensively against the Lakers. But in this one, it is Harbor Creek coming up with the close win at home, 21-19 over the Lakers. Let's go to Waterford. Fort LaBeouf, home for Grove City tonight. Early action here in the first for Fort LaBeouf. Dominic Walters throwing downfield to Aiden Stuchin. Makes the catch. Tackled after a nice gain by Charlie Miller. Drive stalls in the second. Grove City. Xavier Vomaro throwing downfield, finds Austin Goth. Makes the catch, pushed out of bounds, and that will lead to a rushing touchdown here. Grove City able to find the end zone here as they push it on the quarterback keeper. And in the end, Fort LaBeouf falls in a low-scoring affair. Final score 14-6 as the Eagles get the win. Still to come on Friday Night Lights.
More high school football in Erie County. We'll head to the west side after the break.